Hey, Orlando here. This is assignment 5 from the Coursera Introduction to Music Production, and today I'd like to demonstrate the delay spectrum with some examples of comb filtering, creating pitches with delays, slapback delays, and synchronized long delays. Let's start off with a comb effect. Let me get some white noise going here. You can hear that, and that's with no delay. It's just the plain old white noise. And I can't show you visually because I don't have a spectrum analyzer in my Ableton, but when I turn on a delay, you can hear the change in the timbre, and that's strictly caused by delay, and that's from a combing effect. That's when there's notches in the frequency spectrum that are created as a result of the delays, and if there's a series of them that are harmonically related across the spectrum, and that's what we call comb filtering. So let's stop that real quick. Another thing that you can do with delay is by changing the feedback. Let's increase the feedback. When we get to the point where it's feeding back so quickly that it actually creates a pitch. And that pitch is perceived by our ear rather than delay. And if we increase the delay time, we can actually change that pitch. So let's move on to a little snare drum, and let's see what we can do with that. If we put on our simple delay, as we increase it slightly, you can actually hear a little change in there. That's the comb effect. But if we increase this up to around 30 milliseconds and put just a little feedback on there, and depending upon how much dry wet amount we have there, you can actually begin to hear almost two different sounds, and that's called slapback. It's like sound bouncing off something that's really very close to you, and you can change that also by if we increase that up to about 80 milliseconds, you can hear two distinct now, but if you decrease the dry wet, you can actually get back to where you're hearing a slapback sound right there. So there's maybe a couple of ways to do that. Let's move on to a little piano loop. And let's compare a simple delay like this. You can hear the difference in that sound. I've got it in stereo, two different delay times to give it a little bit of width and depth. But let's compare that to a long delay where we get more an auditorium type effect. And using that and some filters and some shelving filters, you can significantly change the sound just using delays. You can get quite a bit of change in the sound, and if you add in that a simple delay ahead of time, you can get it even deeper and wider. There's a lot of other things you can do with that delay, but you can definitely hear the sound there and the change in the sound. So that's about all I have time for. I hope this has helped you by hearing a little demonstration of comb filtering, creating pitches with delays, slapback, and synchronized long delays. And thank you very much for listening today.